Lightweight bout here, Evan Elder coming in at minus 275 against Genaro Valdez coming in at plus 275. Over under 1.5 rounds, minus 140 for the over, plus 140 for the under. Evan Elder coming off the loss to Nazim, as we alluded to earlier, 3-2 in his last 5. Genaro Valdez 3-2 in his last 5 as well. 5 years in age difference there. So the younger fighter being Evan Elder. Evan Elder his only 2 losses are in the UFC to Sajikov and Preston Parsons. Parsons' fight was at 170. He stepped in there to take that one. Looked pretty undersized in that one. Got taken down and got controlled. But he's going to be at 155 in this one. That's his normal weight class. And for Genaro Valdez, he's going to go out there and fight for your dollar. I mean, his last fight with Matt Frevola, or 2 fights ago with Matt Frevola, that was the beginning of 2022. He got knocked down a bunch of times by Matt, but he just kept getting up. And now not too many people are taking those shots from Matt Frevola, especially that many. And then a loss to Natan Levy at the end of 2022 there. I mean, he's been an underdog in both of his fights in the UFC. He's coming in here as an underdog again. You think he's worth a shot, or are you going with Evan Elder?
I got to go with Evan Elder here. Look, Evan Elder, man, two fights in the UFC, he's lost both of them. One, we saw recently against Nazim Sajikov, who's also on this card, and we talked about. But Evan Elder in that fight was winning, I believe. He landed more significant strikes, more strikes in total, matched the only takedown that Nazim Sajikov had. And then the fight gets stopped in the third. Well, loses to Parsons, like you said, when he was undersized. But I mean, Parsons is pretty damn good with the submission game and wasn't able to finish Evan Elder, being a way bigger guy too. So Evan Elder, anywhere this fight goes, is going to be competitive. He's tough. He's pretty fast. And got that bonus, I guess, in his last fight against Nazim Sajikov, just for having he's just a scrappy dude. He's going to go out there and fight for your money as well, just like Valdez will. I was at the Valdez fight against Natan Levy in Orlando, and he was just taken down and, controlled and got beat pretty handily that fight. I'm not completely sold and high on Natan Levy. I think Evan Elder, I just think he's going to be a little too much for Valdez here. Valdez could definitely clip him. He could definitely sneak in some kind of submission, but I think the power is where Genaro Valdez is going to want to keep this fight, and he's going to want to look for that knockout shot. But like I said, man, if you're not getting a TKO doctor stoppage against Evan Elder, it's kind of hard to put him out. The dude is solid everywhere. He's tough, and he gives it back pretty good as well. So, yeah, man, I'm pretty sold on Evan Elder here. I don't know if I'm going to play it with this line, but I think he gets the win for the pick.
Yeah, I like Evan Elder, training out of Kill Cliff. Good camp there, and it seems like he's made a lot of improvements over the past, few months, or at least within the past year since he's been in the UFC. And he looked really good against Sajikov. In this one against Genaro Valdez, he could mix in the wrestling because Valdez has shown that's a weakness of his, and he kind of just wants to stand and bang. But that could, he could stand and bang if you're Genaro Valdez and catch him. So I don't really like the line on Evan Elder. I think Genaro is a dog, and he's going to go out there and throw everything he has at you. But yeah, just the line is a little too chalky for me to really get behind Evan Elder. For the sake of the show, I'm going to take Evan Elder, but we'll keep an eye on the line as the week goes on. And, it could turn into one of those firefights like we saw with Sajikov and Evan Elder. I mean, they were throwing hands. Like, if he's going to choose to fight like that with Genaro, I wouldn't like to hold that kind of chalky ticket. So
exactly.
Yeah.